Hello YouTubers, this is Herm Says Play to Win, and I'm presenting a new series on War Thunder Ground Forces. So I play exclusively in simulator mode, and so today I'm going to show a replay on the KV-1 ZiS-5 Soviet Rank 2 heavy tank. So switching over to the first-person view that I had during the actual game here. And so I've taken up a position to deny the enemy passage through this valley here. And so most of my team is made up of vehicles that are faster than I am, so they're in T-34s or T-34 based vehicles. And so the hope here is that I can hold down this valley, because enemies tend to at least try their luck trying to push down here. As I check over my shoulder to see a friendly T-34 move up to flank using the high ground to the left. So the idea is that I'll deny passage through this valley while the rest of my team hopefully can flank around and engage the enemy from the sides and the rear. And so unfortunately in the replay system in this game, at least as it stands right now, you can't see the minimap, but in the actual match there was at least one contact there at the end of the valley. Now I'm firing blind because I don't have positive visual contact of where the enemy is because there are trees in the way and everything. But I can see them on the minimap, so I'm sending shots down range at their approximate location. Unfortunately, I don't think I actually scored any hits here, but I was able to keep them at bay and give my team time to work their way down there, so I'm getting some return fire. Now the KV-5 has 75 millimeters of frontal armor, and I'm angled here to take advantage of the rock cover. And so any hits I take should be either off the turret front or off of the front glacis in a glancing angle. Okay, and so the T-34-57 that was flanking to the left, he managed to take out a Panzer III-M. Okay, so at this point, trying to decide what to do here, whether to push forward. But I think what happened was an enemy contact came back onto the minimap, and so I decided to lay down more suppressing fire, hopefully. So I check over my shoulder. Okay. So not much happening. Yeah, that's the thing about simulator mode. I mean, in this game, it can be very easy to get one-shotted, and so I mean, it can kind of encourage a more kind of campy playstyle. I think the key, though, is to know at what point you should play defensive and at which point you should switch over to a more offensive posture and push the battle. Okay, so unfortunately our ally who was flanking up on the cliff to the left, he got taken out by a Panzer IV F2. At this point, though, we do have another friendly T-34 who is pushing this yeah, pushing towards the rear of this guy who was firing at me. And so I think I took a shot to the front glacis there. Didn't sustain any damage. And so I'm going to try to push the tempo here. So the KV-1 is it's a pretty massive beast. It takes a while to get rolling. Once it does get going, it's pretty good mobility. Okay, so there's that guy in the Panzer IV F2. He was taken out by a friendly T-34 just now. So at this point, I was thinking, okay, well, let's push up to the end of this valley now and be in a position to support a friendly capture of the enemy strategic point. So it was right about here that the message popped up that our strategic point was being captured. And so this being a random match, it's never safe to assume that somebody else is going to take care of the situation. So despite being the slowest vehicle on the field, I decided to turn this beast around and head back to our cap and try to sort out that situation. And so it takes a while to turn this thing around. So we're going to go back the way we came here. So, I gotta say that the graphics on this game look pretty good. I do play with all the grass turned on, and that can be a tactical disadvantage at times. So if you're cresting a ridge or a hill, the grass can get in the way in terms of gaining a line of sight on the enemy. And that's something that I've just kind of learned to live with. You can compensate for that somewhat by shooting the gun using the commander's view instead of switching to the gunner's view. So the gunner's view is going to be blocked by the grass, but then the commander, because he sits higher, he often will have a clearer view. And so I've just taken to doing that in those situations where the grass gets in the way of the sniper view. So here we are pushing towards the friendly cap, and so there it is with that large antenna, I guess. And so pushing in, don't see any enemies yet. Don't see anything. And then right about here I noticed there was a contact off to my right. And this guy was sitting in a curious position. I think he was trying to camp and shoot at people who have respawned from our western spawn. But he was just parked there side on to me, and so a couple of shots sent him back to the reload screen. Meanwhile, an enemy medium has called down artillery on the cap, so I think he was probably guessing that I was going to head up to the cap, and so he was kind of clever, because if I had gone into the cap, then he would have probably hit me with that artillery. And so I can see him through the slit in this pillbox. Unfortunately, I couldn't get there in time to save the friendly Su-122. So this guy is in a Panzer IIIM, so it's got some spaced armor up front, so it can be a little trollish. So I think what my tactic here was to actually take out his gun, which I did pretty efficiently. Well, actually, I think what happened was I damaged his gun, and he fired his damaged gun, which caused it to blow open like a banana peel. So, trying to get around this rock, trying to get around his rear in order to finish him off. that I noticed coming around up front. And so somehow he managed to get his barrel repaired, but then I knock it out again. And I immobilize him for just a moment. Now here you can see the penetration hole. And there's another penetration hole, and so by all rights this guy should be dead. I mean, 2 penetrations into the fighting compartment. But the damage models in this game are kind of wonky at the moment. It's only an open beta. So I see another Panzer. So this guy's the Panzer 3L that I had killed previously. And so he's driving up. And I have no idea what he was trying to accomplish here, because he just drove out here, exposed his side, and he's taking pot shots at me with his 50mm, and his shots aren't really doing anything. You know, I just ate the shots with my track, so I guess, you know, I could have gotten immobilized here, but he was in a really bad position right there, exposing his side like that, so finally set him on fire, take him out. And so noticed another target drive up here, so this is Panzer IV F2, neatly take him out in one shot. Finally turn my attention back to this guy with the disabled gun. Looks like he's still repairing. So he's dead. I mean, in hindsight, I should have shot this guy in the rear hull, but could have just taken my time. And he's dead, and I win the match. Okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and stay tuned for more.